Welcome back to the channel, The Divine Path. So, the topic of OnlyFans, right? By the way, it's 2023, February the 10th. Okay, OnlyFans is if you don't know, is a platform, a website where anyone can make an account, sort of like YouTube, and you put up videos, except people subscribe to your content, they call it, and they pay you. They pay you for your content. So in particular, this is done with girls or women to sell their private nudes and their sex videos and things like this. So, what do I think of this, right? And what do you think of this? Leave a comment in the comment section. What do you think of OnlyFans? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it neutral? But yeah, this video I'm going to go over my thoughts about OnlyFans. So I want to approach this from a perspective of not being divisive, right? The first video on my channel was called The Great Divide, and it was about how the media and the entities that control things, they always like to divide people, right? Because it's about divide and conquer. If they divide people like men and woman, then it's easy to conquer them. It's easy to control them. If they can get men to dislike women and women to dislike men, well, it suits them, right? Because separated people are weak, together people are strong. So there's this whole thing going on where they purposely divide people. So I'm not trying to do any of that, okay? Any girls, any woman listening, keep that in mind. I'm not trying to downgrade what you're doing or hate on what you're doing or anything like that. But here we go. I think girls, first off, you need to think about what will you do for money and what will you not do for money. You know what I mean? Like, if you're willing to get online and sell your body, sell your content, as you call it, then what won't you do for money? Say a nude photo you sell for $10 or $5 or whatever, and a video you sell for $20. I mean, that's you nude, right? So that's selling your body for money. Now, you might say there's nothing wrong with that. It's my body, and it is your body. Okay, it is your body. It is your avatar, if you will. It's the body you have in this realm, and you can do with it what you please. But what won't you do for money? This is a question you've got to ask yourself. If you're willing to do this, then are you willing to do what you would consider degrading acts for money? If you will sell a video of yourself for $20, what will you do for $1,000? What will you do for $10,000? Right? Will you let a guy or girl take a dump on you for that money? Well, there's some girls that are doing that, right? There's some girls that are going to those lengths. Okay, you pay me $10,000, you can defecate on my face or in my mouth or whatever, you know. Basically degrade me, use me like a toilet, as long as the price is right. And this is what you've got to think to yourself, girls. Where does it end? You know, if you're willing to show your naked body to the world for a fee, what won't you do for a fee, as long as it's high enough? You know, it might not be $10,000, but how about 20,000? How about 100,000? You know, at some point you've got to understand that what you're doing is you're worshipping money. This is the point of all what I've just said, right? You're willing to do anything for the right price, which means you're putting a value on yourself. You're putting a value on yourself. You're saying, you can do whatever you want to me, I will do anything for a certain price. Right? So firstly, you've got to think about that. Secondly, you've got to think about your relationships. Now, when I say relationships, I mean all relationships. I don't just mean with your partner or your boyfriend, your husband. I mean with your children. You know, if you're an 18-year-old girl, a 20-year-old girl, you might be very young and not really thinking about your children, but in 5 years or a little bit longer, 7, 8 years, you might have a child. And then you're going to start thinking about, what was I doing at 18 or 19 or 20 or 22? Is that going to come back to harm my son or my daughter in the future? What are they going to think about me? What is my family going to think about me? If you're single, right, just realize that there's very few men that will accept you having nudes on the internet. For example, I'm a man. If I hook up with a girl, date a girl, everything's going well, we like each other, you know, the sex is good, we get on well, so on and so forth, and we're going to sort of make it more serious. If I were to find out that she had nude photos online, or I knew she had an OnlyFans, so there's, 50 guys out there with photos of her vagina or her tits or whatever, her sex videos are out there, I would end the relationship there and then. You know, I'm not going to have my future girlfriend or wife have videos of herself having sex with another guy, or photos of her naked body out there for whoever paid for it, right? There's a group of guys, I know, as a man, I know, okay, there's a group of guys with your photos and videos and all this, right? There's no way I'm gonna look at you as wife material. It's just not gonna happen. And there's very, very, very few men that will be willing to accept that. Now, to the girls that have boyfriends or husbands and they are doing OnlyFans, what's actually going on is your boyfriend or husband, he doesn't like that you're putting your body out there, but he's willing to accept it, either for the money or because he's sort of a simp, he's sort of a bitch. You know, he's not a real man, he's a boy. He's a boy that's like, oh well, my girlfriend can do what she wants because it's her body. How can I do anything about it? Even though he's dying inside. Now, to the girls, you like to use the word jealous against men. Oh, men that think like that are just jealous men. They're just jealous men. How can they not be weak and jealous men if I'm putting my photos, my naked body online? They're my boyfriend or husband. There's something wrong with them if they think that. If they don't like that, they're just jealous guys. Well, what is jealousy, right? It's a human emotion. It's a natural emotion. Girls love, they fucking love to use that word though, to try to downgrade men or make men seem weak or unmanly or something. They always use that word jealous. Oh, he's just a jealous guy, right? But the truth is, any boyfriend or husband that that has a girlfriend or wife on OnlyFans, they are dying inside. They might not tell you that because they enjoy the money you're bringing in, or they might not tell you that because they think, oh, but if I say anything to her, she might break up with me because, you know, she's making money from this OnlyFans and she doesn't really need me. So either they're weak men, as in boys, they're either weak boys that can't stand up to you, or they like the money that you're bringing in too much to say anything. Or there's another option, they're just dumb, right? They don't feel anything right now, but when they grow up a bit, when they age a bit, then they'll start to feel like, fuck, this is my future wife. We're going to have kids. Our kids might end up seeing her videos online, so on and so forth, right? Or, what's going on here? The screen's all blurry. Doesn't matter. Or there's one other option. They don't care about you. That's right. Believe it or not, girls, if a guy doesn't mind you doing OnlyFans, there's a good chance he doesn't give a shit about you, because any man who gives a shit about you is gonna tell you, babe, get off that fucking OnlyFans. You're my woman now. If you need money, you can get a job. I'll support you in doing another job. I will support you, period. You don't have to work. I want you to be a good mother to my children. I will work. You will stay home and raise our child. You know, any good man is going to put that offer to you. If he doesn't put that offer to you, if he doesn't care that you're showing your body online to other men, then he doesn't care about you. He doesn't rate you. He doesn't value you. And that's what you've got to understand. Now, getting off that, there's another danger of OnlyFans. And that is, well, first of all, we were on relationships, right? You've got to think about your children too. So in the future, you could have children. They could see your photos or videos online. Their friends could see them. Remember, just because you're selling to certain guys and you think it's all private and all this, it's not. It's online. Any guy that buys your video or your photos can put it up online forever. Do you understand that? Forever. Your videos could end up on a porn website today, tomorrow, whenever. You can't do a damn thing about it. And then somebody could video record the screen. So even if you find it and get it taken down and blah blah blah, it could still be online forever. It's forever. It's permanent. You know? So whenever you have kids in the future and they grow up and all this, you've got to think, they could come across my content one day. Their friends could come across my content. And then you're going to have to explain why you sold your body for money. And let me tell you, your son especially is not going to accept any answer. If you tell him, hey, I had to do this for your future because, you know, it was the only way I could make money, he's going to look at you and say, Mum, you could have worked at McDonald's. You could have taken this other job, several other jobs. You could have found a good guy that supported you financially. You didn't have to do what you did. You did it because you're lazy. You did it because you didn't want to work hard. You didn't want to work hard. You wanted to work for an hour a day and, you know, to make the most money you could. In other words, you were greedy and you were selfish and you didn't think about me, your son, who now has to deal with his friends giving him a hard time. Or your daughter. Your daughter could come to you in 15, 20 years. Mum, everyone at school's calling you a whore, a slut. They're telling me to take my clothes off because I'm nothing but a whore like my mum. You know, like, think about your future, think about your children, think about your husband or lack of husband, right? Because just by doing OnlyFans, you're probably taking off a good 40-50% of men that will have you as a wife, right? Like, if you're a decent looking girl you're a 7 out of 10. There's, 70%, 70 to 80% of men are going to consider you for a wife. But if you do OnlyFans, that number's going to cut down to 40%, 30%. If they know about it. If they know about your OnlyFans, that you once did OnlyFans and that you've got videos out there, only about 30 to 40% of guys that you could get are going to accept that and possibly wife you. So yeah, just consider that, girls. And this is coming from a man's perspective. I know a whole bunch of guys are gonna just shut you down completely as wife material. What else? The other thing that OnlyFans is doing is it's sort of breaking how society should be. As in, a girl that's, average looking, alright body, nothing special, a little bit chubby, whatever, 5 out of 10, right? A girl that's a 5 out of 10. Back in the day, not long ago, and this still happens, but OnlyFans has lowered the percentage again, right? A 5 out of 10 back in the day would normally get with a guy that's 5 out of 10, roughly, right? People used to date within their range. A 5 out of 10 girl would get with a 5 out of 10 guy. The problem now is a 5 out of 10 girl who's on OnlyFans and that has 20 guys watching her thinks she's way too good for a 5 out of 10 guy. Just because she's got 20 guys subscribed, she thinks her value is more like an 8 out of 10. So every 5 out of 10 guy that, tries her gets rejected because she's like, you know what, I've got 20 guys after me. I've got 20 guys watching my OnlyFans. I don't need you. I'm going to only settle for an 8 out of 10 plus. So it creates this huge imbalance where these guys that are not, 7 out of 10 plus are struggling to get a girl. Because 3 out of 5 or 7 out of 10 girls they know that are within their range are on OnlyFans and think they're too good for them. So instead of a nice family situation where two people get together, have kids, have a family, all that good society, now the girls think they're too good. So they're not getting with these guys, they're not having kids. And girls, you're gonna wake up when you're 30, 32, 33 and realize, fuck, I want a child. I want to be a grandma one day. And it's gonna be too late. You're gonna waste your life thinking that making money on OnlyFans, making money selling your soul is the good idea. But you're going to find out. Lastly, to touch on this point quickly, guys, stop paying for OnlyFans. Guys, I'm talking to guys now. If you stop paying for OnlyFans, guess what? These girls don't have an income, which means they have to get a regular job or look for a boyfriend within their range, which then does what? It gives you a better chance of hooking up with one of these girls, getting with one of these girls. If you keep paying them, guys, if you keep paying girls to watch their content, it's going to constantly lower your chances of getting a girlfriend. Now, not everyone that's paying for OnlyFans is a single guy, but a lot of them are. A lot of you guys are just lonely, don't know how to get a girlfriend, don't know how to approach girls, don't have the confidence, don't have the balls. But what you're doing, paying for OnlyFans, you are ruining your chances of actually getting a girlfriend. Because the girlfriend that you're paying to watch her content, she could be your girlfriend if she didn't have this income. Like I say, she thinks she's too good for you because you're paying her money to watch her. So stop paying girls, and maybe you'll get a girlfriend yourself, and you won't need to pay for porn online. Alright, that about does it. Let me know what you think, and have a good one.